शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीकण्ठं इव भास्वन्तं शिवलाभपरायणं श्रीधरं वेङ्कटाचार्यं श्रेयसे गुरुमाश्रये। नमः पार्वती पतये हर महादेव। So we are going to begin with lesson 8 this time, and as usual we will start with Gananantva. Everybody together.
Okay.
Om
Gananantva Ganapatikam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshwarajam Brahmanam Shrunmannoodivi Siddhasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha.
Okay, last time we finished with Anuvakam 3. How many of you are familiar with Anuvakam 3 now? So let's start with Ravi.
Sure. Namah Sahamanaya Nivyadina Avyadini Ninam Pataye Namo Nama Kakubaya Nishangine Stenanam Pataye Namo Namo Nishangina Isudumate Tashkaranam Pataye Namo Namo Vanchate Parivanchate Sthayunam Pataye Namo Namo Nicherave Parichararnyanam Pataye Namo Nama Srukavidbyo Jigagmasudbyo Mushnatam Pataye Namo Nama Asimadbyo Naktam Charadbya Prakrutanam Pataye Namo Nama Ushnishine Giricharaya Kulumchanam Pataye Namo Nama Ishumadbyo Danva Vibhyaschavo Namo Nama Atanvanebhya Pritidhanebhyaschavo Namo Nama Ayachadbyo Visrujadbhyaschavu Namo Nama Asadbyo Vidyadbhaschavo Namo Nama Asinebhyasyanebhyaschavu Namo Nama Swapabhyo Jagradbhyaschavu Namo Nama Tishtadabhyo Davadbhyaschavu Namo Nama Sababhya Sabapatibhyaschavu Namo Namo Asvebhyo Asvapatibhyaschavu Namaha. Yeah, those twisting words are a little bit tough.
You are recited it quite fast, but you can start with a little slow pace, then gradually pick up speed.
Sure.
Because then your pronunciation, the Udata, Dirgha Swarita and Swarita have to come all right.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise your pronunciation is perfectly all right. Intonation you have got to slightly improve it.
Sure.
Namassah Manaya Nivyadina Abhyadini Nampataye Namo Nama Kakubaya Nishangine Stena Nampataye Namo Namo Nishangina Ishudimate Taskara Nampataye Namo Namo Vanchate Parivanchate Stayunam Pataye Namo Namo Nicherave Parichararanya Nampataye Namo Nama Srukavibhyo Jigahum Sadbhyo Mushnatam Pataye Namo Namo Asimadbhyo Naktam Charadbhya Prakruntanam Pataye Namo Nama Ushnishine Giricharaya Kulinchanam Pataye Namo Nama Ishumadbhyo Dhanva Vibhyaschavo Namo Nama Atanvanebhyaha Praditadanebyascha Namo Nama Ayachadbhyo Visrujatabhyascha Namo Namo Asyadabhyo Vidyadabhyascha Namo Nama Asinebhyaha Shayanebhyascha Namo Nama Supadabhyo Jagradabhyascha Namo Nama Srishtadabhyo Davadabhyascha Namo Nama Sababhyaha Sabapatibhyascha Namo Namo Ashwebhyo Ashwapatibhyascha Namaha.
Very good, excellent. Kumaresh.
Namassahmanaya Nishangine Avyadinina
Namassakhamana Nivyadina Nishangine Surada. Namassakhamana
Namassahmana Nivyadina Avyadinam Pataye Namo Nama Kakubaya Nishangine Stena Nam Pataye Namo Namo Nishangine Ishudimate Taskarana Pataye Namo Namo Vanchate Parivanchate Stayunam Pataye Namo Namo Nicherave Parichararanyana Pataye Namo Nama Sukavibhyo Jigahum Sabhyo Mushtana Pataye Mushnatam Pataye Namo Namo
Asimabhyo
Naktam Charadabhyo Prakrita
Naktam Charadbhya
Naktam
Charadbhya
Naktam Charabhya Prakrantanam Pataye Namo Nama Ushnishine Giricharaya Kulunchanam Pataye Namo Nama Ishumadabhyo Danva Vibhyascha Namo Nama आतन्वानेभ्य प्रतिददानेभ्यश्च वो नमो प्रतिददानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आयष्टभ्य विश्रुद्धभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अस्यद्धभ्यो विद्यद्धभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आसिनेभ्यः शयानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वपदभ्यो जाग्रतभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः तिष्ठद्भ्यो दावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः
सभापतिभ्यश्च Okay, good.
नमः मानाय निव्यादिन आव्यादिनीनां पतये नमो नमो ककुबाय निषङ्गिणे स्तेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिणे इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचेरवे परिचरारण्याणां पतये नमो नमो सृखाविभ्यो जिगाहुंसभ्यो मुष्णतां पतये नमो नमो असिमद्भ्यो नक्षरभ्य प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नमः उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमः इषुमद्भ्यो दन्वाविभश्च वो नमो नमः आतन्वानेभ्य प्रतिदानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आयश्चभ्यो विश्रुद्धभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अस्यद्धभ्यो विद्यद्धभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो आसीनेभ्य शयानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वपद्धभ्यो जाग्रद्धभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः तिष्ठद्धभ्यो दावद्धभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः
अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः. That's how the Anuvakam 3 gets. I think all of you are making good progress. Quite happy about it. We'll start with Anuvakam 4 now. Okay. As usual, I'll just read it out first and then we'll go each word. Nava avyadinibhyo vividyabhyascha vo navo nava gunabhyatrihumhatibhyascha vo navo navo gritsebhyo gritsapatibhyascha vo navo navo vratebhyo vratapatibhyascha vo navo navo ganebhyo ganapatibhyascha vo navo navo virupebhyo vishwarupebhyascha vo navo navo mahadbhyah chullakebhyascha vo navo navo रथेभ्य वो नभो नभो रथेभ्य रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नभो नभः सेनाभ्य सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नभो नभः क्षत्रुभ्यः संक्रहितेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः तक्षभ्यो रथकारेभ्यश्च वो नभो नमः कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नभो नमः पुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नभो नमः ऋषिकृभ्यो धन्वकृतेभ्यश्च वो नभो नमः मृगयुभ्यः श्वनिभ्यश्च वो नभो नमः स्वभ्यः स्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः. So it goes almost at a stretch. Now, the terms, each one of them, okay? Now, avyadini, it's got a dirgha swaritam there. Now, avyadinibhyo, all of you.
Nama avyadinibhyo
Vividyabhyascha
vividyabhyascha
Vividyantyabhyascha
vividyabhyascha
vividyantyabhyascha Namo Nama Gunabhyas Druhum Hadibhyascha O Namo Namo Nama avyadinibhyo vividyantyabhyascha vo namo namo
Nama avyadinibhyo vividyantyabhyascha vo namo namo.
Very good. Uganabhyastrihum adibhyascha vo namo namo
Uganabhyastrihum
गुणाभ्यस्त्रुहुं हतिभ्यश्च
वो नमो नमो गुणाभ्यस्त्रुहुं हतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो
हतिभ्यश्च वो नमो
त्रुहुं it is actually त्रुहुं
गुणाभ्यस्त्रुहुं
नमो नमो
त्रुहुं हतिभ्यश्च
वो नमो नमो. Now avyadinibhyascha avyadinibhyo means It is referring to the female power that strikes all round. You know, you have many of these deities, Kali, Durga, so on. They are all Ugra Devatas. They can be terrible. If you see the form of Kali, you know how it is like. It's very scary, right? So, Rudra is also in the form of those Ugra Devatas. Abhyadinibhyo vividyantatpascha. Now, the first word refers to the power, the female power. The second word, vividyantipascha, refers to the forms in different female forms. Ona bonaba ugunabhyas trihumadipischa. Ugana is referring to the Saptamatas. You have heard of Saptamatas?
Yeah, I've heard.
Huh?
No.
There are places where it's a group of 7 female deities. They are Brahmi, they have got different names.
Yeah, Mom knows.
Brahmi, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Indrani, Chamunda, the 7 Saptamatas. They are all manifestations of Shakti. So, Ugana refers to those Saptamatas. So, these are called Uganas, having great powers. These female deities have got great powers. And you will find in India, many of the villages, they have these kind of female deities. Katyayani, Pechayi,
Kaumari,
even Andhra is there, Tamil Nadu is there, in many other places you have these small temples, but they are worshipped by mostly the rural masses. Of course, now it has come to urban places also. You got many of these Shakti Peetams. The Saptamatas are more common amongst the rural. So Uganabhyas Drihumadipischa is also in the form of Uganas. That's what Uganabhyas Drihumadipischa means. Salutations to the Namaskarams to Rudra, who appears in various female forms, including Saptamatas, and also having tremendous powers to strike or to cause terror. Next one. Gritsebhyo gritsapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Gritsebhyo gritsapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Gritsebhyo
gritsapatibhyascha
vo namo namo.
Say that again.
Gritsebhyo gritsapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Very good. Gritsebhyo means those who are very fond of materials, greedy people.
Yes,
Greedy people. Is also in the form of greedy people. Gritsapatibhyascha means that leaders of such greedy people. It also refers to Agni. Agni, if you feed something, it will keep on expanding more and more. You see some of these wildfires which are raging in Washington state as well as in California and all that. They are not able to control it because it keeps on eating and more and more, destroying more areas. She's also appearing in that form where it is kind of greed and it doesn't stop at a particular material wise, otherwise also. So, Gritsebhyo gritsapatibhyascha refers to that. Greedy as well as the leaders of the greedy people. Vratebhyo vratapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
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 Very good. Now Vratebhyo, now there is a Dirgha Swarita. You have to slightly in the form of Vrata means the people who are of different professions. Having different professions. Vratapatibhyascha means professional leaders. Chairman, managing directors, CEOs and all that. So it's also in those forms of different professions as well as the leaders of those forms. Gadebhyo ganapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Gadebhyo ganapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Very easy, isn't it? Ganebhyo Ganapatibhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Ganebhyo Ganapatibhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
In the form of Ganas. Ganas are the attendants to various deities. Not just only Shiva Ganas, but it includes all Ganas. Ganapati Pascha. Ganapati is a common name to Vigneshwara, but is also, there are other Ganapatis. The other day I think did mention. Nandikeshwara is one of the chief
Correct.
of
Correct.
Shiva's army. He is also a Ganapati, but he is not Ganesha, but he is holding another power. Kartikeya, he also has his own army. Senapati is called,
Correct.
Senapati is Kartikeya names. His Gana is also there. So he is also Ganapati in that form. So Ganebhyo, Ganapati Pachman refers to Ganapati of all these three forms also. Kartikeya, Nandikeshwara as well as Ganapati. Okay, next slide. Virupebhyo Vishwarupebhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
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 Virupebhyo means, Rupam means form.
Okay.
Virupebhyo means ugly. Vikara. Vikara Rupam. Those with ugly forms also. He is there in them. I think last time I told you the story of Chandala meeting Adi Shankara, right? He was having an ugly form. There are many stories like that. He is also present in those ugly forms. Virupebhyo Vishwarupebhyascha. Those who are, Vishwa means here diverse. Those who are in diverse forms. He is also present in them. Virupebhyo Vishwarupebhyascha Vo Namo Namo. Anybody knowing Vishnu Sahasranamam here?
Yeah.
There is a slokam there. Vishwamurti
Mahamurti
Diktamurti Ramurtiman Anekamurti Ravyakta Shatamurti Shadananaha. Vishnu is also described like that, having different forms. Murti is a form. So, this means he is having diverse forms, something beyond our imagination. Mahabhyaha Chullakebhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Shullakebhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Mahabhyaha Chullakebhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Shullakebhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Mahabhyaha, Maha means Mahans. Actually, Mahabhya means great people. In the form of these respected people, Mahans. Chullakebhyascha means those who are ordinary, who are not Mahans, but ordinary people, day-to-day professions and people of little power. He is also appearing in those forms.
You mean consultants?
Yes, you can say consultants, yes. Consultants, yes, right. Okay. Rathebhyo Rathebhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Ratibhyo
Rathebhyascha
Vo Namo Namo.
Isn't it
I think we say continuously Ratibhyo Ratibhyascha.
Oh, Ratibhyo Ratibhyascha Vo Namo Namo.
Go together in Rathebhyo Rathebhyascha.
Ratibhyo Namo Namo.
Now, Rathibhyo is those who move in chariots. Rathi means
Sarathi.
chariot. Now you can say it is a car. Those who travel in car. Rathebhyo Rathebhyascha. Rathebhyascha means those who those who move in chariots like kings, wealthy people who are doing that. Rathebhyascha Vo Namo Namo. Rathebhyascha, those who do not have this is opposite actually. Arathebhyascha. It should be Rathebhyo Arathebhyascha. You are right. That is the opposite. Rathebhyo is those who own, who are traveling. Arathebhyascha means those who do not have car, who are doing Nataraja.
Do pedal chal raha.
He is also in that form. Arathebhyascha Vo Namo Namo. Ratebhyo ratapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Ratebhyo ratapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Namo namo.
Ratebhyo ratapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Ratebhyo ratapatibhyascha vo namo namo.
Ratebhyo is referring to the actual chariots themselves. It is referring to the chariot. Even in the form of chariot is Lord Rudra. Ratapatibhyascha
Head of the
is
Head of the
those,
charioters.
those who are riding that. So namaskarams to the Lord in the form of those who travel in chariots, the chariots themselves who do not have chariots,
head of chariot.
and
Head of
the
chariot.
chariot owners. Ratapatibhyascha vo namo namo. Okay. No, even vahanas are considered as God. You know, that is why you do vahana puja. Remember? First time I mentioned about vahana puja. Even cars are considered as God. That's why you do vahana puja. They are chetana, conscious things, achetana, which is not conscious. We are conscious beings. A car does not have any consciousness, but he called achetana. Even that God appears in that. That's what it means. Ratebhyo ratapatibhyascha vo namo. Senabhyas senanibhyascha vo namo namo.
Senabhyas senanibhyascha vo namo namo.
Namo namo.
Senabhyas senanibhyascha vo namo namo.
Senabhyas senanibhyascha vo namo namo.
Senabhya, you know, it's armies, referring to the armies. Senanibhyascha means leaders of those armies. Leaders of the generals and senior people. Okay. Kshatrabhyaha
Shatrubhyaha
sangrahidrabhyascha
sangrahidrabhyascha
vo namo namo.
Namo namo.
Kshatrabhyaha sangrahidrabhyascha vo namo namo.
Shatrubhyaha sangrahidrabhyascha vo namo namo.
Kshatrabhyaha is those who are trainers of charioteers. In other words, experts who are teaching you how to drive a car, or experts who teach you how to drive a chariot.
Metro Driving Institute.
Sangrahidrabhyascha vo namo namo. Sangrahidrabhyascha means those who are holding the reins. In those days they had the
Trains the chariot.
horses. And the charioteer not only should know how to maneuver, but he should also be able to control, like a braking system, holding the reins. Kshatrabhyaha sangrahidrabhyascha vo namo namo.
Shatrubhyaha sangrahidrabhyascha vo namo namo.
Takshabhyo ratakharebhyascha vo namo namo.
Takshabhyo ratakharebhyascha vo namo namo.
Takshabhyo ratakarebhyascha
Takshabhyo
vo
means
namo
what?
namo.
Actually,
Takshabhyo.
the word Tamil Tachan nu solluva theriyuma. Who is a Tachan?
Cobbler.
Tachan is a carpenter.
Carpenter.
Cobbler is mochi.
Mochi.
Not in Tamil, but in
Tamil. Tachan like a carpenter. They actually, the word Tachan comes from this. Takshabhyo. Takshabhyo means carpenters. Carpenters. Ratakharebhyascha means?
People who make chariots.
Very good, excellent. I think you are very good. You are learning Sanskrit very well. So, he's also in the form of carpenters and those who make the chariots. Ratakharebhyascha vo namo namo. Kulalebhyaha
Kulalebhyaha
karmarebhyascha vo namo namo.
karmarebhyascha vo namo namo.
Kulalebhyaha karmarebhyascha vo namo namo.
Kulalebhyaha karmarebhyascha vo namo namo.
Who's Kulalebhyo? Kulal means whom? You know? Potters.
Potters.
Whoever, Tamil potters, those who make pots. Karmarebhyascha, you know, in Maharashtra, the people keep the name as Karmar.
Karmar.
I had a fellow student whose name is Karmar. Karmar means Karmali, Karmar, these are all common names. Karmar is blacksmith.
Okay.
One who does blacksmithing. So in the form of blacksmiths also is there. Kulalebhyaha karmarebhyascha vo namo nama.
So at
Karmarebhyascha vo namo nama.
Punjishtebhyo nishadebhyascha 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 vo namo nama.
Punjishtebhyo means these people who are hunters, who set the traps for birds and other things to catch. In the form of those hunters also. Punjishtebhyo. This is the word for catching mostly the birds in the forest and other places where they lay the net and then catch them. Nishadebhyascha means fishermen. Fishermen who catch fish. Nishadebhyascha vo namo nama.
At the time that this was done, the Vedas are really, really old.
Of course, this is very
So
ancient.
And they still knew about metallurgy and things like that at that time.
Of course. Because you will find many of these coming up later, There are lots of things. This only, as you progress further, you will find it turning into more philosophical nature. In fact, from the next Anuvakam, from 5 to 9, it's more of philosophy. And it's very deep actually. Hard to understand sometimes why you are talking about it, but then when you go deep into it, you'll see there is a lot of truth in it. And how the manifestations come in different forms and different nature. Then you will find you've got a very open mind. Like you see a kid, it's an open mind, it is not influenced. But as we grow, as adults, we get influenced by many things and therefore we close our mind. But this gives you, opens up the mind. Ishikritbhyo Danvakritabhyascha vo namo namo.
Danvakritabhyascha vo namo namo.
Ishikritbhyo Danvakritabhyascha vo namo namo.
Ishikritbhyo Danvakritabhyascha vo namo namo.
I think you will know the meaning probably now. Vishu means what?
Arrow.
Arrow. Ishikritbhyo means?
Person who makes the arrow.
Correct.
Well, we've already
Arrow makers.
Makers
of arrows.
Makers of the arrow.
You'll find some of these get repeated. In the
Issue.
subsequent
What was issue
Anuvakams
Madhya?
also, you will find there is repetition of some of these words.
Yeah.
And some description about Rudra is repeated.
Yeah.
But I guess it is just more for the purpose of emphasis than anything else. You got to understand it a little more deeper to know why it has been done so many times. It's the emphasis, nothing more than that. Danvakritabhya means makers of bows. Danvakritabhya namo. Mrigayubhyaha Shvanibhyascha vo namo nama.
Shvanibhyascha vo namo nama.
Mrigayubhyaha Shvanibhyascha vo namo nama.
Mrigayubhyaha Shvanibhyascha vo namo nama.
Mriga means animal. Mrigayubhyaha means those who hunt animals. Hunters of animals. Shvanibhyascha. Shvanam means what,
Dog.
Swine.
Yeah, dog.
Those who hunt dogs.
So they hunt dogs.
Yeah, they catch the dogs by roping them in the neck. It really means that.
Right.
They catch them
Yes.
by the neck. The stray dogs and other things, they catch them. How they have this dog? They take, they take them in the
Van.
truck.
Yeah.
Stray dogs, they catch them. In India, it's very common.
Yeah.
They rope them and take them inside. Shvabhya swapatibhyascha vo namaha. Shvabhya is itself referring to dog. He is also in the form of dog. Shvabhya swapatibhyascha vo namaha. Swapatibhya means
Head of dogs.
dog owners. Dog owners. Here pati means owner.
Okay.
Like Ratapatibhya Ratapatibhyascha. Owner. Owners of dogs also. He is in the form of dog, also in the form of dogs owners. So that completes the Anuvakam 4.
Yeah, this was pretty simple, Anuvakam.
Yeah.
Actually,
simple
you will find
understanding
more or
and
less it is
reciting
getting very
both are
simple.
simple, yeah.
As Srikanth said, as you grow further, actually things become a little easier.
You also get some of the root words you understand, so
Yeah.
it makes it a little easier.
It made easier, right?
Issue, we didn't know what that meant. At least I didn't know what it meant when we started this thing.
Okay, now let's go to Anuvakam 5. We are making good progress. Now, from Anuvakam 5 to Anuvakam 9, they are considered very important as far as Rudram is concerned. Why? Because here the mantrams or verses begin with either Namo or Nama.
It begins with it.
It
Previous
begins.
was ending with it.
It begins with Namo or Nama. Earlier you found it was ending.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's beginning here, and it is followed by lot of cha, 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 cha. Not Chamakam cha.
Right.
Here cha is referring to and. In Sanskrit,
Conjunctions, yeah.
you say cha is and. And.
And in the Chamakam, it's also, right? Me also.
Me also.
Me also.
Chamakam is
Me also.
chame. It is not just chame.
Yeah.
It's cha.
Cha.
It is chame. Chame.
Yeah, me also.
Me also. Me also. Me also. Here it is and. So this in the early sections, we had the Rudra described in various forms, more scary forms, terrifying forms. I would say terrible, living, non-living, and so on. What we call as Sarvat Mahatva. That is, he is contained in everything which is large and both good as well as bad. Some very scary, terrifying, angry form and so on. Now, you find there is a little softening in the further descriptions coming in now. We are still describing his forms in many forms, but more or less gentler forms as you go. And it is kind of, you can see the Rudra is getting pacified. The first 4 Anuvakams, it was started with Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. We started bowing down to him and then making him a little softer. Now he finds it is coming to gentler forms and kind of pacifying him. So there are two things. This is Anuvakam 5 to 9. They are considered really very important because it also contains eventually the Panchakshara mantra, which is very well known to everybody. Okay. So you will find that he is also presented as the creator, the sustainer and the destroyer and all the 3 forms. Okay. In this I'll probably recite it one stroke, okay? And then we can go on to other ones. Namo Bhavaya cha Rudraya cha Nama Sarvaya cha Pasupataye cha Namo Neelagrivaya Sitikantaya cha Nama Kabardine cha Viptukesaya cha Nama Sagasrachaya Satadanvane cha Namo Girishaya Sipipishtaya cha Namo Medrushtabaya Cheshumate cha Namo Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha Namo Brigate cha Varshiyase cha Namo Vruddhaya cha Samvruddvane cha Namo Agriyaya cha Pradhamaya Nama Ashave cha Ajirachaya Nama Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha Nama Urmyaya cha Vasvanyaya cha Nama Sotasya cha Dvipyaya cha. So that is again not a very complicated Anuvakam which we can learn fairly easy. Now Namo Bhavaya cha
Namo Bhavaya cha
Rudraya cha
Rudraya cha
Nama Sarvaya cha
Nama Sarvaya cha
Pasupataye cha
Pasupataye cha
Namo Neelagrivaya cha
Namo Neelagrivaya cha
Shitikantaya cha
Shitikantaya cha
Nama Kabartine cha
Nama Kabardine cha
Vyuptukesaya cha
Vyuptukeshaya cha
Nama Sagasrachaya cha
Nama Sahasrakshaya cha
Shatadanvane cha
Shatadanvane cha.
Okay. Namo Bhavaya cha. Bhava means one who causes the creation of the universe. He is the creator. Normally people say Shiva is the destroyer because you say Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is sustainer and Shiva is the but here he is described as all in one. He is the creator, he is the sustainer also as the Brahman. Brahman is the ultimate, the one God, supreme God. Namo Bhavaya means he is the one who created the universe. He is manifest in the form of Brahma also. And also Vishnu. And also the destroyer. Cha Rudraya cha. Rudraya cha also manifests as the Rudra. As the Mochanakarta or one who gives the moksham. Mukti. remover of sorrow, also it means Rudraya cha. Nama Sarvaya cha, one who destroys sins. Pashupataye cha, one who protects all beings. Pashu does not mean only to cow. It refers to all living beings. Nama Pashupataye cha, Namo Neelagrivaya cha. Neelagrivaya, you know? Griva is blue.
Right.
Neck. Neela is blue. The blue necked one.
Oh, that's
Neelagrivaya cha, Siti Kantaya cha. Kanta is also neck.
What is
Siti
Shiti?
means white.
Oh, white.
Having white, it says first one says
Blue
is blue neck. The other one says white neck. What is this?
Kanta, throat.
Throat, yeah,
This
neck.
portion
Throat,
of the
yeah.
neck. Yeah.
This portion.
This portion of the neck.
This portion is Kanta.
Correct.
Here. Griva is the entire neck.
Yeah.
Neck. So he's got a blue neck, all right. But the next word it says Siti Kantaya. It is also white neck here. What is the difference? Now, he is the one who is Basmadari. He is wearing a lot of vibhuti all around, you know. So when you put vibhuti here, the blue is seen and also white is seen. So you can call him Neelagriva. At the same time, you can also call it Siti Kantaya. He is supposed to be white in color. Siti Kantaya. Whereas Vishnu is blue all over. He is only blue here, partly where the poison has come in and below. It's also philosophically what it means. The sun and the sky. The sky is blue and the sun is kind of whitish. So we can also represent the sun and the sky as a cosmos. Nama Kabartine cha Viptukesaya cha. No, Kabartine means what? Matted hair. This is getting repeated once again somewhere else later on. Viptukesaya cha means?
Kesha is hair.
Yeah. Viptu means?
Knots.
Shaved.
Shape.
Oh, no.
Shaven head.
Shaven
Motta.
head.
Okay.
Motta.
Isn't that
When
Vyukta
did Shiva have a motta head? Shiva is never seen with a bald head, you know, shaven, clean shaven head. Here it says Viptu Kesaya cha. It is said it refers to Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara himself, he didn't have any hair. Clean shaven, sannyasi. So Mahabhariva says, Viptu Kesaya refers to Adi Shankara, who was Shiva's avatar himself. Khabartine cha Viptu Kesaya cha Nama Sahasrachaya Sadadanvane cha. Sahasrachaya means countless eyes. Satadanvane means countless weapons. Here, Sahasram and Satam actually could mean 1,000 and 100.
Hundreds.
But really speaking, it is countless. That's what it means. Namo Girishaya cha Sipivishtaya cha.
Namo Girishaya cha Sipivishtaya cha.
Girishaya means, Giri means mountain. One who dwells in mountain. In the Himalayas. Girishaya cha Sipivishtaya cha. Sipivishtaya means Swarupam pervades through bright rays. Sipivishtaya cha. It's kind of one who is appearing bright, like rays coming in, and it is referring to Vishnu. Vishnu is the one who is supposed to be appearing bright, dazzling in jewels and all that. So it refers to Girishaya, the mountain abode, which is referring to Shiva, and Sipivishtaya is referring to Vishnu. Sipivishtaya. Namo Mirushtavaya Cheshumade cha.
Namo Mirushtavaya Cheshumade cha.
Mirushtavaya is referring to the rain-bearing clouds. You know Megam?
Yeah.
Which has got rain in it. Mirushtavaya Cheshumade is
Tears.
bearing arrows. Ishumate. Cha actually
Cha Ishumate.
it is Mirushtavaya Cha Ishumate. But when together you will find many of the places it is coming Che.
Yeah.
It is Cha and then
Ishumate.
another word. So here it is Namo Mirushtavaya Cha Ishumate.
cha.
Correct.
But in one line they have put Namo Mirushtavaya Cha Ishumate cha. Bearer of arrows. Namo
Namo.
Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha.
Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha.
Now here you got a Dirgha Swarita. So when you read it, Namo Medruttabaya cha Shubhade cha Namo Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha.
Namo Medruttabaya cha Shubhade cha Namo Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha.
Very good, very good. So Hrasvaya means those who are short. Short. Vamanaya cha is also meaning short but narrow. Vamana Avatar Bhagavan. He was very narrow, slim kind of figure. Hrasvaya is a short figure. Short, it could be plumpy. But Vamana is short and also slim.
Actually, when you said shaven head, I thought he was referring to Vamana Avataram at that time. Because Vamana Avatar is a little Brahmin boy with shaven head at that time, right?
Possibly.
So that's what I thought it meant at that time.
Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha. Namo Medruttabaya cha Shubhate cha Namo Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha.
Namo Medruttabaya cha Shubhate cha Namo Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha.
Namo Brigate cha Varshiyase cha.
Namo Brigate cha Varshiyase cha.
Namo Vriddhaya cha Samvriddhane cha.
Namo Vriddhaya cha Samvriddhane cha.
Brigate means big. Like Brigadishwara Kovil in Tanjavur, you know. Brigat. Brigat Narayana. Brigat means large, big. Varshiyase. Varshiyase means full of good qualities. Good Ganan. And Kalyana Gunangalu Sulva Tamila. Kalyana Gunangalu is very superior qualities. Namo Vriddhaya cha. Vriddha means old people. Old people. Samvriddhane is somebody who is really great, some great Mahan like. So he is in the form of big people, is also in the form of short people, narrow people, also in the form of one who has got excellent qualities, is also in the old people and also with great people who may be professionally excellent or otherwise. Okay, with that we actually have the first part of Anuvakam 5. Now we go to the second part of Anuvakam 5. Namo Agriyaya cha.
Namo Agriyaya cha.
Pratamaya cha.
Pratamaya cha.
Namo Ashave.
Namo Ashave.
Chajirajaya cha.
Chajiraya cha.
Namo Agriyaya cha. Pratamaya cha. Namo Ashave. Chajirajaya cha.
Namo Agriyaya cha. Pratamaya cha. Namo Ashave. Chajiraya cha.
Namo Agriyaya. Agriyaya means one who existed before everything started. Even when before the universe was born. Who existed before. Agriyaya cha. Prathamaya cha. The first of all celestials. Before all devas, the first celestial, divine person who was there. Nama Ashave Chajirachaya cha. Ashave is something pervades everywhere through space. Everywhere through space. Chajirachaya. Make one who is actually cha ajiraya cha. You know, that's a conjunction. Ashave cha ajiraya cha. Ajiraya means one who is moving very fast. Now, who is moving fast? You know, the universe, the cosmos, all the planetary system, the sun, moon, all the planets, they are all moving at tremendous speed. Tremendous speed. So, Chayirja means one who is moving so fast. It's also in the form of those planetary system and the universal system. Nama Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha.
Nama Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha.
Nama Urmya cha Vaspanyaya cha.
Nama Urmyaya cha Vaspanyaya cha.
Nama Srotasyaya cha Dvipyaya cha.
Nama Srotasyaya cha Dvipyaya cha.
Nama Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha. Nama Urmyaya cha Vaspanyaya cha. Nama Srotasyaya cha Dvipyaya cha.
Nama Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha. Nama Urmyaya cha Vaspanyaya cha. Nama Srotasyaya cha. Srotasyaya cha.
Srotasyaya cha Dvipyaya cha. Now Srotasyaya, okay. Nama Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha. Shigriyaya means very swift flowing waters. Like you have rivulets and stream where the water is flowing very fast, is also in the form of those waters. Shibhyaya cha. Shibhyaya is floods. You have Udaha Pravaham. Udaha Pravaham. Udaha means water. Pravaham means one which is flowing in large quantities. So he is in the form of small streams which are moving fast, also in the form of big rivers and flowing very fast. Nama Urmya cha Vasvanyaya cha. Urma means in the form of waves. Chavasvanyaya cha. Actually it is cha Avasvanyaya cha. Avasvanyaya cha. The serene waters, one in waves which goes in waves, the other one is calm water, serene waters. Chavasvanyaya cha. Namasrotasyaya cha dvipyaya cha. Srotasyaya means small streams which go in the form of streams themselves, not just only the flowing water, but in the form of small streams, all the living beings in that. And dvipyaya is dvipam, islands, in the form of islands also. So in other words, if you look at it, what it means is Ningada ellame. You are everything. You are in the form, so many forms, everything is you. So you find there is a gentler form of description of the Lord, that you are the creator, you are the sustainer, you are the destroyer, you are also the Tachan and your workers and professionals, and you are everybody. You are the person with great qualities. You are the Mahan. You are everything. Ningada ellame. Appadine solradha. Ellame. And anybody will appreciate that. No, if you say Ningada ellame.
But some people will take offense. You see, you are a cobbler.
But here what it means is actually it's a total surrender. It's a total surrender to that form which manifests itself in so many ways. That's what the philosophical means. I am surrendering totally to that form. That's what it means. Okay. Okay. This is the end of this Anuvakam 5. You see, it also illustrates the omnipresence and the omnipotency of the Lord. That is present in very form. Omnipresent means in present everywhere, all over. Present in so many forms. And also most powerful. Omnipotency. So it's a description itself means that is pervading everywhere. He's got all the powers in him. So when you say, when we talk, a husband may tell the wife, or you can tell that she's the apple of my eye. Does it mean really apple of the eye? But you are saying that because you express yourself that you love so much in that form. You are my darling, you are the apple of my eye, you say, right? So many things you say. But it doesn't mean that she is really an apple. It shows the amount of bond that you have got. So likewise you find many of the descriptions which mean that he is existing in so many forms, and therefore I visualize you as the omnipresent, omnipotent, almighty. Okay, we will proceed with the next lesson.
Yeah.
Next Anuvakam. Okay. Namo Jeshthaya cha Kanishthaya cha Nama Purvajaya cha Parajaya Nama Madhyamaya cha Pakalpaya cha Nama Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha Nama Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya cha Namo Jeshthaya cha Kanishthaya cha
Namo Jeshthaya cha Kanishthaya cha.
Jeshta means
Eldest.
Eldest. Okay. Kanishthaya means younger in everything which was created later on. Jeshta, he was the first senior most. After that, other juniors all came up. Nama Purvajaya cha Parajaya cha.
Nama Purvajaya cha Parajaya cha.
Purvajaya cha Aparajaya cha. But when you read it together, it becomes Nama Purvajaya cha, Aparajaya cha. Purvajaya is the one who is a cause or Karana. Purvajaya, who is the cause. Cha Aparajaya cha. Aparajaya is born later and also it means the effect. It means the cause and the effect. He is the cause, is also the effect. Now Purvajaya cha, Aparajaya cha. Namo Madhyamaya cha Apakalpaya cha.
Namo Madhyamaya cha Apakalpaya cha.
Madhyamaya means one who stays in the middle. Who is in the middle? The person who is able to stay. It is a status, sthiti. And who is that? That is Vishnu, who is sustainer between creation and end. All living beings are looked after by him. So he is also the person who is in the middle. Not only beginning, also in the middle. Chapakalpaya cha, Chapakalpaya cha,
Chapakalpaya cha,
Cha apakalpaya cha. That's what it means. Apakalpa means one who is not mature, who is a child, a young person. So he is a person who is in the middle, and is also the young, immature or childish person. Namo Jaganyaya cha.
Namo Jaganyaya cha.
Jaganyaya relates to all worldly animals, trees and everything. It covers all. Jaga means world. Jaganyaya cha. Budniyaya cha.
Budniyaya cha.
Budni means that which comes from roots, plants and trees. Budniyaya cha. Namasobhyaya cha.
Namasobhyaya cha.
Pratisaryaya cha.
Pratisaryaya cha.
No, Sobhyaya
Saryaya cha.
is, there are two basic karmas. One is Papa, the other one is Punya. Iru vinaigal nu solluva Tamil. Vinaigal. Papangal, karmangal. Papangal, punyangal. Those who, this world of Papa and Punya is called Sobhya. The world which consists of Papam and Punyam. He represents a world. So it's called Sobhyayacha. Pratisaryayacha. Pratisaryayacha means that one which is a mobile world, one that moves. Not a stationary world, one that moves. And the karmas continue in that world. So this is a little philosophical. The world, he represents the world which has Papa and Punya, and also which keeps moving with Papa and Punya. That's what relates to Pratisaryayacha.
पाप की दुनिया और पुण्य की दुनिया.
Namo Yamyayacha Shemyayacha Namo Udvaryayacha Kalyayacha Namo Slokyayacha Vaspanyayacha Namo Vanyayacha Kakshayacha Namo Sravayacha Pratisavayacha. Namo Yamyayacha Shemyayacha.
Namo Yamyayacha Shemyayacha.
Namo Yamyayacha. Yamya comes from the word Yama. 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 He also is in the form of Yama. And Yama is not a bad guy. He is called Dharmaraja.
Correct.
He is a personification of Dharma. He is not unfair to anybody. He is very fair. People may think he is a very scary person, he is a god of death. No. He is really the Dharmaraja and one who ought to be worshipped. So, he is in the form of that Dharmaraja. Yamyayacha Chemyayacha. One who, what you call, Kshemam Tamil Chulaya, Kshemam. Kshemam Kuru. In Andhra, Telugu also got Kshemam. Kshemam means I am
Well.
Yeah. He is a provider of wellness, you can say. Kshemyayacha. Provider of wellness. Kshemyayacha. Nama Urvaryayacha.
Namo
Urvaryayacha.
Kalyayacha. Nama Urvaryaya. That which are from earth. Urva means the earth, So those which have come from the earth, that which have from earth, like whatever is grown, the farms and plants and forests, so on.
Metals or not.
Kalyayacha. Kalyayacha is நம்ம தமிழ் வந்து களம்னு சொல்லுவது தெரியுமா? களத்து நிலம்.
Underwater.
Kalam. Kalam means field, agricultural field where you harvest these grains and other things, you know. They are cultivated land. Kalyayacha is cultivated. Even I think cultivated comes from Kalyaya. Cultivated land, from which you get all these grains and other things, you know, that produced. Nama Shlokyaya cha Vaspanyaya cha.
Nama Shlokyaya cha Vaspanyaya cha. Shlokyaya cha
Shlokyaya cha. Actually, you all know the word slokam. Slokam is very common, right?
Yeah.
Now, Shlokyaya means that person who is representing all the slokam, who is the Lord of Vedas. Shlokyaya cha Vaspan Asamanyaya cha, which is cha Avasanyaya cha. Avasanyaya cha refers to Vedantam. This is the first word. Shlokyaya refers to Vedas. And Avasanyaya cha refers to Vedantam. Vedas as well as Vedantam. He represents both. Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshyaya cha.
Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshyaya cha.
Namo Shravaya cha Pratisravaya cha.
Namo Shravaya cha Pratisravaya cha.
Vanyaya cha is those which are produced in the forest. 100. Vanam, you know, Vrindavanam we say. Vanam, Vanyaya means those which are produced in Vanams. Produce of forest. Kakshyaya cha, in the form of, is also in the form of clusters and bushes and miscellaneous kind of growth that you have. Shravaya cha, Shrava means
here,
in the form of sound.
Sound.
In the form of sound, Shravaya cha. That's why you get Shruti. Shruti is what is heard. Prati Shravaya means
Resound.
sound. Prati means
Resound.
Echo.
correct. Absolutely right. Echo. In the form of echo. In the form of echo. Nama Shravaya cha Pratisravaya cha.
Namo
Shravaya cha Pratisravaya cha.
Okay. We proceed to the next part. Anuvakams 6. Nama Asushenaya cha Suradaya cha Nama Shuraya cha Vabindate cha Namo Varmine cha Varudine cha Namo Bilmine cha Kavachine cha Namo Shrutaya cha Susenaya cha. Nama Asushenaya
Nama Asushenaya
cha Suradaya
cha Suradaya.
Nama Asushenaya. Asushenaya means, Asu means quick. In Bengal, people have the name Asutosh, you know.
Ashutosh.
Asutosh Chatterjee.
Asutosh. Actually, it is Asutosh.
Yeah.
Asu means quick.
Okay.
They have Asutosh. Tosh means what? Like Santosh.
Yeah.
Tosh means happiness.
Happiness.
One who is made happy very quickly
Yeah.
is called Asutosh.
Okay.
And that is Lord Shiva. He can be pleased very easily. So Asutosh is really the name of Shiva. One who can be very quickly pleased. Because that Asu is come here. Asushenaya Chasuradaya. Asushenaya. Asushenaya means swift moving army. Asushenaya. This is swift moving. He is in the form of swift moving army. Very fast moving, quickly moving. Chasuradaya. Chasu cha surataya. Cha asu rathaya. Cha asu rathaya. What means?
Quick moving
chariots.
Quick moving chariots. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Quick moving chariots. It's also in the form of quickly moving chariots. Nama Shuraya Chavabindate cha.
Nama Shuraya Chavabindate cha.
Shuraya, you know, right? The valiant or the brave one is also in the form of brave persons. Chavabindate cha. Chavabindate cha. Cha avabindate cha. Together we say Chavabindate cha. No. Avabindate means one who shatters enemies. One who shatters enemies. not only valiant and brave, but also one who is capable of shattering enemies. Chava bindate cha, namo varmine cha varudine cha,
Namo varmine cha varudine
cha.
So the second line, right? So when you're saying, even when you're saying it fast, should we say Namashuraya cha avabindate cha or Namashuraya cha avabindate cha?
No, actually when you say it, Namashuraya cha avabindate cha,
Say that way, so
it goes smoothly without any break there.
Namashuraya.
That's why it's put chava.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have put shuraya cha avabindate cha.
Yeah.
But the way they have put it in this is Namashuraya cha avabindate cha. Actually, it is together. Cha comes. But in this particular case, when you pronounce it, you put it together. Like the first word also, cha asushenaya cha asurataya cha. But when you split it, actually what means is cha asu rataya cha. But you don't pronounce it that way. You pronounce it together. Nama asushenaya cha asurataya cha nama suraya cha vibindate cha namo varmine cha varudine cha. Varmine means one who is having the protective armor. When you go to war, people have armor, no? So, Varmine cha varudine cha. Varudine is actually wearing protective gear. Protective gear could mean
helmets
in
and
the
whatnot.
hands, legs,
and so on. Actually, bilbine is the next word is the helmet. It refers to helmet. Namo bilbine cha is bilbine is helmet, wearing helmet. Varudine is wearing protective, like even anklets they have. In the face they have, like these cricketers wear
helmets
against the ball hitting their face.
Helmets.
They are all protective gear, right? Armor is one which you normally wear over the chest.
But you have kavachine right after that.
Kavachine is protective gear of all types. This is actually Varudine is sorry, I made a mistake. Kavachine is the one which is relating to protective gear. Varudine is one which is secret places in the chariot. When they ride the chariot, in case enemies attack them, they don't want to get killed. So in the Ratham, they have a hiding place in which they can hide themselves so that the arrows don't come and strike them. They can hide. So that is called Varudinecha. Varminecha, Varudinecha, Namo Bilbinecha, Kavchinecha. Okay.
What is the difference between Virmine and Kavachine?
Varmine and Kavachine. Varmine is primarily the one which you wear in the chest across.
Okay.
Armor.
Right.
Correct. Kavachine covers all protective gear. Bilmine is the helmet one.
Okay.
And Kavachine is the other protective gear.
Okay.
You have those shield and then you have the gloves there, all that stuff. Namasrutaya Srutasena cha.
Namasrutaya Srutasena cha.
Shrutaya means one who is revealed by the Shruti. Shruti. What is heard of. Shrutaya cha. Srutasena cha. One who is also the head of the famous, well-heard army. One who is well-heard, one well-known. Shrutaya means one who is well-heard. We have heard a lot about you, right? What it means, we know you are such a great person. So Srutaya means one who is very well heard. Sruta Senayacha. Sena itself is well known. Like Shivaganas are well known. Sruta Senayacha is also representing that well heard army. So you find that in this Anuvakam also again in description in various forms that Rudra exists. Okay, shall we go ahead with the next Anuvakam?
Sure.
Do we have time?
I don't know. I'm okay, but
You're okay?
I don't want to.
or we can maybe practice all these three.
I leave it to you. The next one will be lesson 9,
Yeah.
which we have 7, 8 and 9 Anuvakam, 3 Anuvakam irukadla, which will probably take maybe more than half an hour.
Okay. So maybe today we can recite these 3 Anuvakams we learnt.
Sure. I'll
Right?
leave it to you that you can do that. You can practice this Anuvakam 4, 5 and 6,
Yeah.
which is I think not so difficult for
Yeah,
you
it's pretty easy.
because it is fairly simple.
Yeah.
And once you do that, we can finish the other Anuvakams. Actually 7, 8, 9 are on similar lines. Similar lines. You will find the same type of descriptions coming in. And again different forms. Some of them get repeated. But then it's again cha 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 coming in and so on. Only Anuvakam 9, the end of it goes into a little deeper philosophy. Last 4 lines or so, you will find it is going into very deep philosophy. So this central part up to Anuvakam 9, they are really mantrams. Really. So by repeating them, actually there are benefits prescribed to each of these Anuvakams. I am not covering that right now. When you recite one Anuvakam, there is a particular benefit. There is also, in case one is not able to find time to recite the entire Rudram, at least that Anuvakam, which contains the Panchakshara Om Namah Shivaya mantra, that is recited. That is one Anuvakam, which is the heart of the Namakam. So people do that and they don't have time to do full recitation. They just do only that particular portion, do Abhishekam and go away. So, what you do is, you can practice these 4, 5 and 6 Anuvakams, and then next class we can take the other Anuvakams. But they can be very easily covered. In fact, we may be able to even complete up to the 11th Anuvakam. Because it's fairly easy now, you got a hang of it, and we'll be able to complete the lesson 9 and 10 and 11. Conclude that.
Total 11, right? Or 13?
11.
11. Okay. So
Only 11 Anuvakams. 11 Anuvakams. We have actually covered up to Anuvakam 6 now.
Yeah, more than
We
that.
got 5 more. 7, 8 and 9 are very similar.
Yeah, Namakam.
Very similar. But 10 and 11, they are different.
Okay.
They are different. So you will find that takes a little more time than 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 we can fairly cover it in less than 1 hour.
Longer also. 9,
Yeah.
10 and
10
11.
and 11 will be a little longer. So the words are different. You won't have these Namo and Cha so often. They are regular verses. So that is a little different. Otherwise it's okay. So we'll adjourn right now, and then maybe when do we meet next? No, he is going away
I'm out next week.
next week. Oh, next week.
When are you?
Friday.
Friday morning.
I leave on Thursday actually.
And back on?
Monday night.
Oh, okay.
Switch off video.
Yeah, we can turn that. It's on the left.
This one?
No, it's on the left. The bottom of the left.
Button
I got it.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.